Now at 5, it's our Feed the Four States fundraiser. We're going to learn how your donations can help local food pantries. Plus, a local veteran gets the keys to his new mortgage-free home thanks to a national organization. And
Israeli troops ramp up their sweep of the hospital believed to be a Hamas command center. I'm Skyler Henry with the latest as leaders here in Washington weigh in on possible solutions to end the fighting.
The Four States' most watched news starts now.
Together, we're feeding the four states. Yeah, wave. Hello. The phone bank is open right now here in our studio for the 20th annual KOAM TV Fox 14 Feed the Four States campaign. You just phone in a monetary pledge of any amount, and 100% of that money will go to local food banks to help feed people in need this holiday season. The number, you see it on your screen, it's 1-888-620-4869. We're going to check back with the phone bank throughout this newscast, so please call right now. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. We will check in a little bit later. First, let's look at how your donations help people right here in our area. A lot of four-staters do rely on food banks, and this time of year, budgets, as you know, can be tight. The Wesley House in Pittsburgh is partnering with our Feed the Four States campaign to get food on tables during the holiday season. The Wesley House is the largest food pantry in Crawford County, serving 1 out of 5 residents.
And we don't do any special Thanksgiving boxes or anything like that. We have had an increase in the people that have come to see us, just needing that extra food for the month.
The Wesley House is just one of the many food pantries helped by your donation. Feed the Four States also works with Crosslines Food Pantry in Joplin. They've been helping the hungry in the Joplin, Webb City, and Carl Junction communities for the last 40 years. However, it's been hard for them to keep up with demand.
That we rely on the generosity of the community. I mean, I definitely am applying for more grants and things than we ever have before. But we're also appealing, to folks in the community to respond to that need because we certainly need it.
You can find a list of food pantries we support on our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Many businesses help fill area pantries, but one local grocery chain is making it easier for customers to donate. G&W stores across the four states are donating through their Hometown Helpers program. 28 locations worked with their local food pantries to understand what items are needed. Customers can buy those items to be donated directly to the pantry in their communities.
A pre-made bag that's put together for families within the community who might be struggling a little bit, that need the extra little help.
Go ahead, pick up your phone and credit card to donate to our phone fundraiser. Again, it's open right now. The number is 888-620-4869. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for our first look at the weather.
Well, it turned out to be another nice one for us today. Temperatures not bad across the region, but a lot of clouds, breezy out there, and that's what we're going to see as we go through the evening hours. Looking in Joplin, you can't see the clouds, but we are dry. Much of the same in Pittsburgh. Temperatures kind of hovering into the lower 60s, anywhere from 62 in Nevada, 61 in Neosho, Welch at 62. Chanute is sitting at about 61 degrees, but we do have those southerly winds kicking in, so this has given us a gust. At times have been kind of in that 20 upwards of 30 mile per hour range, even a little bit stronger than that. And it's going to stay breezy as we go through the overnight hours. Socked in with the clouds. Don't be surprised if you see a random sprinkle or two roll through as we get this wave that is going to push through late tonight into tomorrow morning. Also, big changes down the road. We're going to discuss that here in just a bit.
We'll catch you in a few. Israel's army chief says troops are close to destroying the Hamas military system that existed in northern Gaza. That comes as a deal for a temporary ceasefire could be near, with ongoing negotiations for the release of hostages. Reporter Skyler Henry has the latest now from Washington.
The Israeli military says troops in Gaza recovered the body of one of the hostages seized by Hamas. Her remains found in a building near Al-Shifa Hospital. Soldiers have been combing through the hospital for 2 days and say they found a tunnel and weapons, as well as supplies in this MRI room.
There is an AK-47, there are cartridges, ammo, there are grenades in here, of course uniform, and all of this was hidden very conveniently, secretly behind the MRI machine.
Hamas denies the allegations.
ولا يصدقها أحد حقيقة.
A spokesman in Qatar saying Israel's goal is to destroy Gaza's hospitals. CBS News has learned Israel is considering a proposal that includes a 3 to 5 day ceasefire in exchange for Hamas releasing kidnapped women and children. This man's grandson is among the hostages seized in the October 7th terror attack.
A kid of 4 years, for God's sake, save him. Let him go home now.
The White House says it's confident in its own intelligence. Hamas is using Gaza's biggest hospital as a command center and possibly a space to store weapons. But beyond the current crisis, President Biden says the conflict won't end until Israelis and Palestinians find a way to live side by side.
I can't tell you how long it's going to last, but I can tell you I don't think it ultimately ends until there's a two-state solution.
With the war in its 6th week, the State Department says it's in an active and ongoing conversation with Israel on how to protect civilians as it expands its military operations in Gaza. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Now, with fuel running low, Gaza's main telecom provider said internet and phone services have collapsed, threatening to add to that humanitarian crisis there. Still ahead, as the 4 states begins to look more festive, we're going to hear from a Joplin resident about how Christmas lights help her deal with seasonal affective disorder. Plus, what a new report shows about the rate of preterm births in the U.S. And this is a live look, and now is the time to get in your donations to our Feed the 4 States campaign. Topping today's Health Watch, for many, the colder temperatures and the shorter days come with seasonal affective disorder. About 5% of adults in the U.S. experience SAD, sad, but there are ways to cope with it, and decorating for the holidays might be one of them. Jennifer Berry, Assistant Director of Outpatient Services at Ozark Center, Hope Spring, emphasizes that as a mental health professional, she can't say Christmas lights can treat or prevent seasonal affective disorder, but they can help some.
What it can be is a motivation to get up and to get out of the house when your body and brain really just have no desire or motivation to do so.
Before you make fun of someone for putting up their stuff early, whether it's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, just think twice, because you never know what they got going on behind closed doors and all the happy pictures on Facebook. You just never know. So give everyone a little bit of grace.
You can learn about SAD symptoms and treatments on our website, again, KOAMnewsnow.com. The U.S. is among the most dangerous developed nations for childbirth. That's according to a new report which shows more than 10% of births were preterm last year. Naomi Ruckham reports.
The preterm birth rate in the U.S. remains near an all-time high, according to the March of Dimes annual report card. Data of preterm births from the CDC finds 10.5% of births happened before 37 weeks of pregnancy in 2021, the highest percentage ever. In 2022, that number dropped to 10.4%, a negligible difference, according to the head of the March of Dimes. When we see a slight improvement over last year, is that enough?
Really, if you look at the data over the last 20 years, we haven't made any improvements, and it's really going in the wrong direction.
The March of Dimes gives the U.S. a D+ grade, and 8 states plus Puerto Rico earned an F.
That's where we see chronic conditions like hypertension, the diabetes, smoking, obesity.
The data also highlights significant racial disparities. Black and Native American women are 54% more likely to have a preterm birth compared to white women. Preterm birth is one of the leading causes of infant death in the U.S., and CDC data shows the infant mortality rate rose 3% last year, the largest spike in over 2 decades.
I can't believe that Black babies are 2 times more likely not to make their first birthday compared to their white counterparts.
The new report also shows maternal deaths have almost doubled in the United States since 2018. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
March of Dimes is urging more states to extend postpartum Medicaid benefits from 60 days to 12 months. It also wants more states to provide 12 weeks of paid family leave. The Jasper Newton County Salvation Army is ringing in its Red Kettle season with a fun little event right now in Joplin. It's just wrapping up. This is a live look at the event. It's at 320 East 8th Street. Features hot cocoa, chili, tree lighting. The Salvation Army is also recognizing last year's bell ringers and helping anyone who wants to get signed up to ring the bells this year. A little bit later, how a local veteran got a new mortgage-free home from a national organization.
Plus, we have big changes rolling in as we go through the next several days. We're going to look at that coming up.
And again, get out those credit cards to make your donation to our Feed the Four States campaign.
Well, it turned out to be a pretty nice Thursday for us today. Not much in the way of sunshine, but at least our temperature is mild once again as we did go into the mid 60s for highs. But the cloud's pretty thick. It's also been windy throughout the day. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. I know why you're laughing, Dal. All right, but it looks pretty good as we go through the evening hours. Look at our temps over the past 36 hours. You can see yesterday we were into lower 70s, and then for us today, we stayed mainly into the lower 60s, and we're going to cool off even more, especially once we get into next week. 62 Nevada, 61 Neosho, Miami sitting at 63. We're at 61 in Chanute. So temperatures pretty pleasant. We can look outside, cloudy skies, winds out of the south at 17. Of course, we've had gusts, which have been stronger than that, but visibility is good. Humidity is at about 72%. Look at the winds, southerly winds kicking in at 10 to 20. We've had gusts higher than that at times. Through the afternoon, we've had winds gusting kind of in that 20 to 30 mile per hour range, and they're going to stay kind of beefy for us tonight. We do have a cold front rolling in the morning, so through the morning hours we'll have northerly winds kind of breezy, and then these will start to diminish as we get into tomorrow afternoon and also the evening. If you're getting out this evening, cloudy skies could get a sprinkle, slide back through the upper 50s to near 60 degrees, and I think are bottoming out tonight kind of in the lower 50s, so it's not going to be as chilly tonight compared to what we have seen over the past couple nights. A lot of clouds. We have this wave which is pushing through. It just doesn't have much in the way of moisture to work with, so that's why we're mainly going to stay dry. We may get a sprinkle or two. But let's go west. Look at this spin off the coast of California. This is our next bigger system, which will start to affect us on Sunday with widespread rain, which we need. We haven't had a good widespread rain in quite some time. All right, let's go to 6:30 in the morning. Temperatures lower 50s, clouds. The clouds break by the noon hour, upper 50s, and then once we get into the afternoon, most of us are going to be sitting kind of right at about 61, 62 degrees. So not a bad day. Friday afternoon looks pretty good. Let's go into tomorrow night. Still those northeasterly winds, a much colder night. We drop back low to mid 30s, and then Saturday looks great. Sunny skies, high temperatures into lower 60s. Once again, day planner for you Friday, 54 in the morning, 59 by noon, high temp of 62 degrees. Then we get some changes. Here comes our next storm system, which is going to rotate in by the time we head into Sunday. Showers, even some thunderstorms. Some of these guys could be a little bit stronger, maybe even severe once you get into northeastern Oklahoma. But we could get some strong showers and thunderstorms across the region, and then just cooler showers working in by Monday. So this is going to be our next bigger storm system that we keep our eyes on. 62 tomorrow, 63 on Saturday. So cooler, but this is much closer to where we should be for this time of the year. Rain on Sunday. Great day to stay in, maybe make some chili, watch some football, and then on Monday we got showers. So if you're heading north to Arrowhead Monday night, it's going to be a chilly game with on and off showers, and then showers sticking around on Tuesday. So big switch for us next week. We're going to focus in a little bit more on next week, big travel week as well, at 6 tonight.
Definitely feeling more like the holiday season.
It is a little bit.
Thank you, Douglas. Hey, a retired Marine Corps veteran today received the keys to his new mortgage-free home in Golden City, Missouri. The Military Warrior Support Foundation, in collaboration with Wells Fargo, gave the home to Sergeant David Weibel. The Golden City mayor and representatives from the state and federal level welcomed Weibel to his new home.
This is one of the funnest things that I've ever experienced, truthfully. And small communities have a lot of underutilized housing a lot of times, and this particular situation, I think, it's just hard to speak of. It's an awesome moment.
We're going to hear from Sergeant Weibel and see his full reaction tonight at 6. Coming up, Amazon is warning of a couple of new scams. We're going to tell you what you need to watch out for. Plus, we're going to read off some of the donations we've received so far to benefit local food pantries. Hey, if you haven't already, be sure to donate to our Feed the Four States campaign. As you see, there are a lot of empty phone lines right now. You see the number on your screen as well. All the money goes to local food pantries. Make sure everyone has food this holiday season. It's a big need in the 4 states. We want to shout out some of our donors so far. Janice in Joplin, $100. Thank you. Ruth and Glenn Bruce of Altamont, thank you for your $50 donation. Elizabeth Billig, Newton County, gave $50. Susan Mason of Joplin, $100. Dolores in Miami, Oklahoma, thank you for your $100 donations. To everyone who's donated, and there have been a lot. Thank you so much. The rest of you still have time, but make your call right now, please. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Amazon is warning about 2 new scams. Comes as con artists are targeting shoppers looking for holiday deals. Michael George has details.
Amazon handles millions of purchases during the holiday season, and con artists are trying to take advantage. The company says scammers pretending to be Amazon are sending out emails with an attachment like this example, warning your account will be suspended or put on hold in order to try to get your login credentials or payment information. And some Prime members are receiving fake texts, calls, and emails claiming there's a membership issue that requires payment or bank information.
And so far this year, we've taken down over 45,000 websites, taken down over 15,000 phone numbers that bad actors had been using.
These Amazon scams are just the latest tactics cybercriminals are using to target shoppers this time of year. The FBI says 12,000 Americans reported losing money during last year's holiday shopping season. Those scams include social media posts offering gift cards, online surveys designed to steal personal information, and fake messages advertising hard-to-find items.
And it turns out it's taking you to a fake website with a lot of times really too good to be true prices on items that may be out of stock elsewhere.
Melanie McGovern with the Better Business Bureau says delivery scams are also common, with criminals posing as your delivery service, sending out texts with fake links designed to steal info.
Don't click on the link. Don't give them any information. We definitely encourage everybody to go to the website of the delivery service directly.
Experts say thinking twice before you click on a link can save you from becoming a scam victim. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, how a training program is helping to restore old mining land and the labor that dug it up. Then on KOAM News at 6, a former City of Carthage employee faces charges of stealing and money laundering. Plus, we're going to learn about another Feed the Four States partner, Souls Harbor, and how it helps those in need. And we're going to hear from the Gorillas as Pitt State gets set for a playoff matchup against the University of Indianapolis this weekend. Stay with us. CBS Evening News, KOAM News at 6. Hey, want to give another thank you to everyone who's donated to our Feed the Four States fundraiser so far. Hi, everybody. It's not too late. You do still have time. We're going to continue manning the phone banks during KOAM News at 6 and KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We have some open lines right now, so do call. The weather is getting a little bit cool out there.
It is. We didn't get the sunshine today, and it was also windy. It is going to be cooler over the next couple days, but just much closer to where we should be for this time of the year. 62 tomorrow, 63 on Saturday. Rain sets in on Sunday and gets interesting next week. We'll talk more about that.
Not quite sure if I like when the meteorologist says interesting. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. So will our volunteers on the phone bank. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.